Alright, so today I'm going to give you my top 10 games of 2013, and since I don't really play too many modern games, I think I bought one 2013 release. It's going to be the top 10 games that I finished this year. So number 10 is a PlayStation 1 classic. It's actually a Japanese game. It's a great shooter, and that's called Gaia Seed. I don't know how well you can see it on there, but yeah, if you're going to check this out, I definitely recommend getting the PSN version because the actual CD costs about like 150 bucks or something. But yeah, great, horizontal shooter. Very basic, but very fun. Next game is a PS2 RPG, very underrated in my opinion, and that is Monachemia, Alchemist of Al-Rebus. And not much of a story in this one, but I do enjoy the combat quite a bit. It's very strategic with the switching party members, both on offense and defense, and very fun game. Next up is a game for a system that I was very excited to get back in March, and this game, it took about 6 weeks to arrive from Japan, but it was worth the wait. And that is X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And I'm not like a fighting game buff, I'm no expert definitely, but this game is so much fun, just a great 2D fighter. My 9-year-old son like beats my ass on this game every time. But yeah, just great animations, great graphics, great gameplay. Only about 16 characters, but it is a lot of fun. Next one is another PSN or PS1 classic, I should say, and I actually downloaded this back when it was first released on PSN, and I believe it was the first RPG on PSN. It might have been the second, but that one is Wild Arms, and it is a kind of an old Western theme RPG, but it is mixed with some fantasy and medieval elements and stuff like that. Really simple story, great characters, good combat, really charming 2D sprites, at least in the towns. When you get into battle, it's 3D and it's kind of ugly actually, but yeah, great game. Alright, next up for the PSP we have Persona 3 Portable. Fantastic game. Not quite as good as Persona 4, but I really enjoyed it quite a bit. I was kind of put off by the whole point-and-click nature of the game at first. Actually, it was a real struggle for me to get through the first 10 to 15 hours. But then the characters and the story really just, sucked me in, and yeah, I blasted through this one very quickly after that point. So, another great RPG. Alright, next one is another shoot 'em up, and this one my son actually asked me to play this one with him all the time, and it is Darius Gaiden. This is actually the first game I played in the series. I have played like little tiny bits and pieces of other games in the series, but this is the first one that I spent a considerable amount of time with, and it's a lot of fun. I love the fact that there's only like 7 or 8 levels, but there are so many different paths you can take to get to the end of the game that it's never really the same gameplay experience twice. Lots of replay value, and even if there weren't different levels to choose from, it would still be a lot of fun. So, another great one as I drop it. Next up for the DS is Dragon Quest IX. It's very similar in Dragon Quest VIII in a lot of ways, except you don't have the the great characters because you create your own characters in this game, and the story doesn't play as huge of a role, but it's still a lot of fun. Someday I would really love to check out the multiplayer feature of this because it sounds really fun, really addictive. But yeah, just like Dragon Quest VIII, I spent like 100 hours on the main quest. Immediately started over again, and then started working on bonus content, and yeah, I put like 250 hours into this game so far, and it is outstanding. Alright, next one is the original Rondo of Blood from the Dracula X Chronicles. I beat the remake, pretty much like few weeks after it came out, but I never got around to beating the original game that was on here. And yeah, great Castlevania game. My favorite of the classic Castlevanias. You know, just really simple, but you know, you do have the alternate paths. You can take lots of secrets, item crush, just fantastic Castlevania game. One of my favorites in the series, next to Symphony of the Night, which also happens to be on here. Alright, next one. I actually didn't even know this game existed on the Wii, and you know, we were just out shopping for games and I saw it at the store and I'm like, holy cow. So I had to pick it up right away, and that is Rayman Origins, and one of the best platformers I've ever played. I would put it right up there with Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country 2 because it's that good. Just great level design, fantastic music, very charming. I like the fact that you have infinite lives, but it's still very challenging, and you just feel there's a great sense of satisfaction when you finally beat this game. Number one is one of my favorite games of all time. I actually beat the Super Nintendo version a few years back, and finally blasted through the DS version of this just about a month ago, and that is Chrono Trigger. You know, this is just one of the best all-around made games. Great music, gameplay, story, characters, graphics. It's just fantastic. And I can't really find anything wrong with this game. Yeah, it's, you know, relatively short, 25 hours, but there's so much replay value in this, so many endings to get, and a lot of fun, great game, highly recommended. Alright, so that is my top 10 for 2013. I do have a lot of reviews up for these games on my channel, so, you know, go ahead and check in the videos down below, and you'll find reviews for, I think, about 5 of them. I do intend to do reviews on the rest of the games eventually. But yeah, that's it. That's my top 10 for 2013, so thank you for watching, and see you next time.